The following is a production of HISD TV.
Hello, I'm HISD Board President Paula Harris. On today's Student Achievement Show, we're getting down and dirty, plus a little slimy, to discover how HISD teachers are getting students to fall in love with science. Plus, we'll meet a team of students from Booker T. Washington who are rocket scientists, literally rocket scientists. And finally, the district's new Chief Academic Officer stops by to talk about some important changes this school year, one of which includes the new STAR exam. That's all next on the Student Achievement Show. Hello, and welcome to the HISD Student Achievement Show. I'm your host, Board President Paula Harris. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand the importance of math and science in today's economy. That's why HISD is committed to making sure all of our students excel in these subject areas. There are some soaring to new heights, so to speak. A team of students from the Booker T. Washington High School for Engineering Professions has built a rocket that they hope will travel over 100,000 feet. Now that's a rocket. Joining me now are the students and their teacher to talk about the big plans. Please welcome Dr. Lee and his students Nicholas Robbins, Glenda Reyes, Carlos Salamanca, Lois Avelia, and Purnsley Fernandez. Also joining me is Michael Jackson Sr., a parent of a graduate from Dr. Lee's rocket class. All right, so Dr. Lee, how did this all come about?
Well, it began about 5 years ago when we started testing with small rockets. These are tiny model rockets, about yay high. We've been testing small model rockets to have student learning about the physics of rockets. And about 3 years ago, we began an affiliation with Fredericksburg High School, where they go under the name of System Go. Mm-hmm. And the founder of that system, about 15 years back, his name is Brett Williams. And we were lucky enough to be affiliated with them, and Brett Williams became a very good friend. He transferred his program to us at Booker T. Washington, and his system deals with higher power rocketry. And so the first level that we dealt with was 1 mile, 1 pound, where student build rocket, they go 1 mile high, carry 1 pound payload. And then we go to transonic, which is, we broke the speed of sound at about 1.9 Mach.
Okay.
And then because we were able to do all that, we were able to be selected for the high altitude, which is the one now that you're asking about. It's 100,000 feet as the ultimate altitude. And that began last year. And it led to the testing of this rocket on August 5th at White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico.
Now, have you ever taken a team to White Sands before?
No, this is the first time.
And so previously your tests were
we
where?
tested at Fredericksburg.
Okay.
We did small testing at Johnson Space Center, and we test at our own school for small rockets.
And so now we've gone to White Sands. And so Glenda, last time we saw you was at the State of the Schools. Tell me, what was your position on this team and what role did you play?
I was part of the fins and nose cone team, so we needed to make sure that we designed and built both the nose cone and the fins with the help of Longhorn Steels. And when we were at White Sands, I was part of the communication system, I guess. So I was communicating with mission control so that if something happened or if the weather was bad, which is what happened, I was to inform the rest of my team members.
So I heard you mention Longhorn Steel. So that's a partner, or community partner that came in and helped us. Did they help design or just finance?
They help us make the fins and most of the rocket, and like weld parts together and
So Nicholas, were there any other partners or people outside of Booker T that played big roles in this?
Well, I mean, there were sponsors, of course, that gave a lot of money, such as Jacobs Engineering, Ad Astra, and some others. GeoControl. And then also there was just people helping out. For instance, David Sandifer is an engineer that has sort of helped us design the rocket and help us in actually building the rocket and putting it together. So, yeah, we had others helping us too.
Well, good.
And may I add?
Go ahead, Dr.
And
Lee.
parents as well. Parents did help.
Well, I was just going to get to that because I see Michael Jackson Sr., Mr. Jackson, he's here. So as a parent of a student that's already off in college,
yes.
I mean, did you do this kind of stuff when you were in high school,
Not
Mr.
at
Jackson?
all. Not at all. And in fact, I guess I'm so blown away by all of it because 4 years ago when Michael Jr. first attended Washington, the most he had thrown was paper airplanes. So that was all the aerodynamics that we were used to. And now he's at University of Texas studying electrical engineering. So.
And already having a rocket launch at White Sands under his belt.
That's it.
Man, that's a way to get there as a freshman. But speaking of freshmen, Purnsley, how many years did you work on the rocket project? Were you on it all 4 years or just here as your junior?
I was on the rocket, working with Dr. Lee for all 4 years, starting off with the small, as Dr. Lee said, small rockets, and then progressively this helped me get more introduced to rocketry and the whole program. And I guess that it made this year a lot more easier. So it was pretty good that I did join freshman year as well.
All right.
Yes.
So 4 years and you've seen the whole evolution of it. Now, Lois, going into your senior year now, and are you mentoring the freshmen or kind of what role are you playing on the team, and how are you getting other kids over in the engineering program excited about rocketry?
Well, since I have a lot more experience than a lot of others, I'm gonna also be mentoring and letting the kids go through the struggles that I went through, because that's the way they can actually learn. And so I'll also be there to guide them, to help them to pass down the knowledge that I know, but also let them struggle the way I did.
That's exactly right. Don't let them off easy. And Carlos, speaking of your knowledge, tell me some of the things you learned from rocketry. I mean, working on this 4 years, what position are you on the team? You know, what did you add to the White Sands project? And just what did you learn overall?
My part on the rocketry team was helping Nick with the propulsion system. Eventually, as the year went along, we evolved not just from doing the combustion chamber, but also evolving into also the tank part of the rocket, and as well as the nozzle, and just the general rocket overall. And I learned many things through this class, not just my component, not just about rocketry, but all the different aspects of aeronautical engineering. One of the things I learned Microsoft Excel, just simple tasks as that, all the way to aerodynamic physics, different forces, and literally rocket science.
So Nicholas, when you think about your experience on part of the rocketry in the class, I mean, one question I have for you is it 1 hour a week class, or does it take up a lot more time?
Well, I mean, when you start off, it's sort of like not 1 hour a week, but 1 hour a day class, and not too much. But then when you start to get into designing the rocket and building the rocket, you have to get a lot more into it. And by the end of it, by the end of the summer, it's an everyday thing, all day, trying to get this thing finished. So it was pretty time consuming. And
next steps, so what happens after your senior year? How do you combine your rocketry class, your rocketry experience, your trip to White Sands in with your college applications or your choice of a major? Anyone already starting to make those connections?
As a senior, I'm going to participate in the class again. I'm already enrolled in the class, and as one of the most experienced members in the classroom, I plan on mentoring the future class for next year and the year after that, and hopefully by their senior year they'll be able to have mastered what they're doing. As far as college goes, I plan on attending Texas A&M.
That's a great choice.
And studying electrical engineering. it's not exactly at a rocketry path, but one thing that rocketry has taught me is that you can, it involves all different types of engineering, electrical, mechanical, and it has really helped me choose that electrical engineering is what I want to do.
And I mentioned that your son's at University of Texas. Is he in electrical engineering also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and any other electricals? What are you going to major in, Lois?
I'm going to major in chemical engineering.
Okay.
Mechanical engineering at Texas A&M as well.
And good choice. Good choice, Prince. Glenda?
Aerospace engineering or industrial.
So that's the closest one to the rocketry class. Very good, Glenda. And yourself, Nicholas?
Mechanical engineering.
Okay, all righty.
If I may add, we don't stress a student go on with aerospace. What we try to teach students is how to solve problems. And the problem that they solve maybe in aerospace or in alternative energy, that's not what they need to look at as their career. They need to use the skill of problem solving, then go on to whatever career that they desire.
And even when you get to the career level, you know, everyone works on their senior project in college, and when universities come, when corporate America comes calling on the universities, they're not looking at your senior project. They're looking at your abilities to solve problems and learn at high rates. So.
You are absolutely right. I have NASA interested in these students already. They ask for students specifically in this rocketry program because they realize they have some students from Fredericksburg High School working as intern at NASA. And the engineer there that were working with these students, they were asking, where do these students come from? How do we get more of them? And the person who was recruiting this knew me and said, you have this same program, so why don't you go ahead and send the students next year to my office, and I will take care of their internship as best as I could.
Excellent.
So it's a great path for them to go because they're in the program. So.
Well, I tell you, Booker T. Washington School of Engineering is one of the bright shining stars in HISD. So parents and students made excellent decisions, and the opportunity to get your security clearance and go to White Springs and do work with researchers that many professionals only dream of. And having that opportunity through HISD, very proud of you, and look forward to seeing this year's competition or launch, and how the class of 2012, you know, how well your rocket launch is going to go. So thanks for coming out, and thanks for doing all you do with the children of HISD.
Oh, before we end, I would like to give you a picture of our team as a gift from our school.
All righty. And this is the entire team, including your son, who's off in college, and a couple of more that are off getting ready for the launch?
No, this is not the entire team. This is a team that went to, by the summertime, half were gone already. So these are the ones that's left, that took the rocket to the launch. So the credit goes a lot to these students. And this is just before we're set up to load and to, it's a preparation
to take it to the pad.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, these were the diehards that worked all summer, as Nicholas says, not the 1 hour a day class, but all day, every day during the summer. So thank you guys, and thanks for spending your time coming out to the Student Achievement Show.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.